There comes a moment after the silence, after the crying, after the texts you keep typing and deleting, when you finally ask yourself a question you've been avoiding. How do I heal a heart that was once full and now feels empty? Heartbreak doesn't just break you, it unmakes you. It takes the version of you who felt safe, hopeful, and scatters the pieces across memories you can't escape. But healing is not about forgetting them. Healing is remembering yourself again. Tonight, let's talk about what it takes to rise from the ache, rebuild your emotional truth, and walk out of heartbreak with your dignity, softness, and self-worth intact. From heartbreak is not an event, it is a slow returning. A returning to your own breath, your own voice, your own enoughness. When a relationship ends, often assume something is wrong with us. We think the breakup is a verdict on our worth, on our desirability, on whether we're chosen or lovable enough. Heartbreak is never proof that you were unworthy. It's only proof that you were brave enough to love with your whole self. Starts when you stop asking what was wrong with you and start asking what hurt you. Because the truth is, heartbreak cracks open the places inside you that were already tender. It exposes the fears you've been carrying, the patterns you've been repeating, been silencing. And as painful as it feels, heartbreak gives you one unexpected gift, a mirror. A mirror that shows you who you are, how deeply you feel, what you can no longer deny. You heal when you allow yourself to feel the truth you've been avoiding. Not numbing, not replacing, not rushing, but feeling. Let the anger come. Let the longing come. Every emotion is a piece of your story trying to find its way home when you stop bargaining with what happened. You cannot rewrite the ending, but you can reclaim the meaning. The relationship may be over, courage to love did not end with it. Your tenderness does not become meaningless just because someone couldn't receive it. Also means refusing to carry the blame that isn't yours. You are not responsible for the wounds that shaped someone else, are responsible for protecting the parts of you that still believe in kindness, connection, and intimacy. Happens when you stop waiting for closure from the person who broke you. Closure is not a conversation. Closure is the moment you choose yourself again. And as you rise, understand this, you don't have to be bitter to move on. You don't have to hate them to let go. You don't have to erase the memories to reclaim your life. Only need to choose peace over chaos, growth over repetition, self-respect over longing, and truth over fantasy. Healing doesn't mean you stop loving. You start loving yourself enough to walk away from what hurts. And one day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, your heart will surprise you. It will soften again, trust again. It will beat without breaking at every memory of them. Your story does not end with heartbreak. Your story begins when you rise from it. Begins in the moment you stop running from what hurts and decide to finally face it. Most people don't heal because they're broken. They don't heal because they're hiding. Avoid the truth because the truth feels sharp. And we convince ourselves that if we don't look directly at it, maybe the pain will soften on its own. Pain that is buried alive doesn't disappear, it grows roots. It leaks into your confidence, your choices, your sleep, your self-worth. Avoidance doesn't protect you, quietly drains you. Real healing asks for honesty, and honesty is not gentle. It asks you to sit with the parts of your story that make your voice shake. It asks you to name the loneliness you tried to downplay, the disappointment you brushed off, the hopes you still secretly hold on to. It asks you to acknowledge the love you gave, silence the boundaries you softened just to feel chosen. It asks you to say, yes, I'm hurt. Yes, I'm grieving. Yes, this mattered to me. Nothing weak about admitting that your heart is in pieces. In fact, that is the moment your strength finally steps into the room. Feel the truth instead of avoiding it. You stop fighting yourself. You stop pretending you're unaffected. Stop wasting energy trying to be fine for the sake of others. The truth becomes the ground you stand on, sturdy, steady, and real. Heal by minimizing your emotions. You heal by honoring them. Every tear, every tight breath, moment your chest aches is proof that you showed up for love with your whole heart. Letting yourself feel doesn't trap you in the past. It releases you from it. The moment you fully acknowledge your pain is the moment it begins to loosen its grip. Honesty is an act of courage. It is choosing to face the wound so you can clean it, covering it and letting infection spread. It is choosing discomfort now so you don't carry emotional weight for years. The truth is not the thing that breaks you. It is the thing that frees you. And when you allow yourself to stand in your truth, no matter how raw it feels, the first real step toward healing. Heartbreak has a way of reaching into places you didn't even realize were still aching. It isn't just the loss of a person, the resurfacing of every wound you never had the chance or the courage to fully tend to. That's why heartbreak feels so overwhelming. It isn't only about them. Your history, your unmet needs, your old fears, your forgotten softness. When love breaks, all the emotions you've carefully stored away begin to rise, of being abandoned that you learned years ago, the belief that you're too much or not enough, the loneliness you buried under business, the longing to be seen, chosen, and safe. Heartbreak pulls these truths to the surface, not to punish you, but to show you where your heart has been quietly asking for tenderness. This moment, as it is an invitation to stop bypassing your own story, an invitation to sit with the parts of you that still flinch when someone leaves, still chase love that requires you to shrink yourself, an invitation to notice the patterns. Why do you tolerate certain behaviors? Why do you cling to people who drift away? Why do you silence your needs to keep the peace? These answers don't come from judgment. They come from gentle curiosity, seeing heartbreak as proof that something is wrong with you. See it as a light shining into your hidden rooms, reveals the wounds that were never your fault but have always been your responsibility to heal. The disappointment you swallowed, the boundaries you never learned to set, version of love you normalized because it mirrored something familiar from your past. Now is the time to offer yourself what you never received: patience, safety, kindness. This is the moment to become the person your younger self needed. When you allow heartbreak to teach you rather than harden you, begin a repair that goes deeper than the relationship that ended. You begin healing the foundation of your emotional life. When those old wounds finally receive the tenderness they've been waiting for, you don't just recover from heartbreak. You rise with a heart that knows itself better, protects itself better, and loves with greater wisdom and strength. We grow up believing that closure is something someone hands us. A final conversation, an apology, an explanation that makes everything feel neat and resolved. But the truth is far more difficult and far more liberating. The person who broke you cannot be the one responsible for putting you back together. When you seek closure from the person who hurt you, hand them the power to decide when your healing is allowed to begin. You wait for a message that may never come. You wait for accountability they might not be capable of. You wait for clarity from someone who couldn't offer honesty even when they were in your life. And in all this waiting, remain emotionally tethered to a story that is already over. Closure doesn't come from their words, it comes from your willingness to accept what their actions already told you. Maybe they left without explaining. Maybe they cared but not enough. They couldn't love you in the way you deserved. Maybe their own wounds made them incapable of staying. As painful as these truths are, they are still truths. What you're really longing for isn't closure, it's comfort. You want someone to make the pain smaller, to make the confusion clearer, to make the ending feel less like a personal failure. But heartbreak isn't healed by answers from another person. It's healed by honesty with yourself. Closure happens the moment you stop trying to understand why they did what they did and start understanding what you need to do to reclaim your life. Choosing to walk away even without the apology. It's choosing to release the story even without the explanation. It's choosing to forgive yourself for loving deeply if the ending was messy. It's choosing to trust that you deserve a love you don't have to chase or decode. Closure is not an external gift tied with perfect words. It's an internal decision wrapped in courage. It's you saying, I don't need them to validate my pain. I don't need them to acknowledge my worth. I don't need them to make this ending easier. I choose to let go because holding on is costing me too much. When you stop seeking closure from the person who hurt you, return your power to where it always belonged, within yourself. And in that moment, you don't just end a chapter, you begin your healing. When a relationship ends, so easy to turn the pain inward. We replay every moment, scrutinize every flaw, and convince ourselves that if we had been prettier, calmer, smarter, less emotional, easygoing, maybe things would have ended differently. Heartbreak has a cruel way of making you question the very parts of yourself that are actually worth protecting. Truth, is this the end of a relationship, is not a verdict on your value. It is not a measurement of your desirability, your goodness, or your capacity to love. Simply the outcome of two human stories that could no longer grow in the same direction. Your self-worth does not live in someone else's ability to stay. Does not mean you were unworthy. Their inability to love you well does not mean you were unlovable. Sometimes people walk away because of their own fears, unhealed wounds, their own emotional limits. Sometimes what they needed was something you could never shrink yourself into. Sometimes the timing was wrong. Sometimes the match was wrong. But who you are at your core, were never the problem to solve. Protecting your self-worth after heartbreak is an act of rebellion. Means refusing to let someone else's absence diminish the beauty of your presence. It means reminding yourself that your softness is still sacred, your heart is still strong, ability to love is still one of your greatest strengths, not liabilities. It means stopping yourself every time your mind whispers, "If only I had been better, you were already enough." And the right person will never require you to question that. Protecting your worth means honoring the truth that relationships end for many reasons, but your value remains untouched. It means understanding that someone's departure says more about their capacity than your character. Recognizing love is not a performance where perfection earns permanence. It's a connection between two people who are capable of showing up, choosing each other. And when someone cannot meet you there, the loss is not a reflection of your inadequacy. It is a redirection towards someone who can, is not negotiable, not dependent on who stays, not shaken by who leaves, not defined by what ended. Protect it fiercely. Because long after the heartbreak fades, relationship you have with yourself is the one that determines the quality of every love that comes next. One of the hardest parts of healing is letting go of the version of the relationship you were holding in your mind, not the one you were actually living. Heartbreak doesn't just take away a person, it takes away the future you imagined with them, the plans you didn't get to fulfill, the moments you thought were coming, version of them you hoped they would grow into. And sometimes what hurts most is not the relationship that ended, but the fantasy that never came to life. Fall in love not only with who someone is, but with what we believe they could be. We hold on to their potential, their soft moments, their promises, their almosts. Remember the beginning and hope it's the blueprint for the ending. And when things fall apart, we cling to that fantasy because the truth feels too heavy to hold. Letting go of the fantasy is an act of deep self-respect. It means seeing the relationship as it truly was, not as the highlight reel you've been replaying. It means acknowledging the parts of you that kept giving chances, making excuses, or believing love alone could fix what was breaking you. It means recognizing that the version of them you loved might have been real in moments, but not consistent enough to build a life on. Here's what often gets lost in the heartache. You deserve to grieve the fantasy, but you don't deserve to live in it. Instead of mourning the person they never became, honor the person you were when you loved them, the one who tried, the one who hoped, the one who stayed soft even when things were complicated. That version of you was brave. That version of you was sincere. That version of you showed up with honesty and heart, and that matters far more than the outcome. Love the part of you that believed something beautiful was possible. Love the part of you that trusted, that opened, that risked being hurt for the chance of connection. Part of you that chose love, even if the story didn't unfold the way you prayed it would. Letting go of the fantasy isn't giving up, finally choosing truth over longing. It's releasing the idea of what could have been, so you can make space for what can be, something real, steady, mutual, and grounded. Stop loving the version of them that lived only in your imagination. You begin to see the relationship with clarity. And when you turn that love inward, toward the person you were when you gave your heart, you reclaim your power. You take back the story. Free yourself from waiting for someone to become who you needed them to be. Let go of the fantasy. Not because the dreams weren't precious, but because you are a love that exists in reality, not just in hope. There is a quiet pressure that appears after heartbreak. The pressure to move on fast, to distract yourself, prove you're fine by finding someone new. It's the temptation to fill the silence, to silence the ache, to outrun the loneliness by replacing what was lost. On the surface, it looks like healing. It looks like momentum. It looks like strength. But replacing is not healing. Replacing is running. Replacing is building a new house on the cracked foundation of an old one. Replacing is asking someone else to quiet a pain you haven't dared to sit with yet. Healing does not come from a new person. It comes from a new relationship with yourself. When you choose rebuilding over replacing, you choose the slower, braver path. Choose to sit with the emptiness instead of stuffing it. You choose to understand your patterns instead of repeating them. Choose to feel your emotions instead of hiding behind someone else's presence. It is a deeper kind of courage, the courage to be alone long enough to meet yourself again. Rebuilding means restoring the parts of you that were stretched thin in the relationship. Rebuilding means giving your heart the softness it was denied, the rest it needs, boundaries it never had. Rebuilding means asking yourself, what did this heartbreak teach me about my needs, my fears, my patterns, my capacity for love, capacity for losing myself? When you rebuild, you learn to become emotionally sturdy again. You learn how to stand without leaning on someone who wasn't solid, how to trust your intuition, set healthier boundaries, and recognize red flags you used to ignore. You learn how to choose with wisdom, not desperation. Someone new cannot do that work for you. Someone new cannot erase the wounds you haven't tended to. Someone new cannot fill the places you've abandoned inside yourself. Relationship born from unhealed pain becomes another heartbreak waiting to happen. But a relationship that grows after rebuilding, after reflection, repair, reconnection with your own worth, becomes something entirely different, grounded, steady, mutual, healthy. Choosing rebuilding over replacing is not loneliness. What it is alignment. It is choosing to walk into your next love with a full heart instead of a fractured one. And here's the truth that few people say out loud, is not about proving you can move on. Healing is about becoming someone you no longer abandon when love ends. When you rebuild yourself first, look for a relationship to rescue you. You look for a relationship that matches you, your strength, your softness, your boundaries, your truth. Choose a partner out of clarity, not emptiness, out of desire, not fear, out of wholeness, not longing. Rebuilding is how you rise. Replacing is how you repeat. Choose the path that makes you stronger. Choose the path that makes you wiser. Choose the path that brings you back to yourself, because that is the foundation of every healthy love you will ever experience. Healing after heartbreak is not a straight path. It is a tender unfolding. Some days you will feel strong, and some days the memories will knock the air out of you. But every single day you are moving toward yourself again. Every tear, quiet night, every moment you choose honesty over avoidance is shaping you into someone wiser, softer, and infinitely braver. Your heart is not broken beyond repair. Becoming, it is learning the difference between love and attachment, between longing and alignment, between being chosen and being honored. One day, we'll look back and realize that this heartbreak didn't destroy you. It revealed you. It showed you the depth of your capacity to love and the depth of your capacity to rise. Taught you where your boundaries belong, where your worth begins, and where your healing lives. You are not walking away empty. You are walking away clearer, stronger, whole, and when the right love finally arrives, a love that matches your heart, not drains it, you will recognize it instantly. Not because it will be perfect. You will be grounded, steady, healed, and ready. So take your time, take your breath, take your heart back into your own hands. You are healing, you are becoming, even here. And your story is far from over. It is just beginning again in a truer, stronger, more beautiful way.